Alright, gearheads, buckle up. Today, we're hitting the open road to explore 11 rare American pickup trucks you should know about. These aren't your everyday F-150s or Silverados, oh no. These are the wild, the weird, the who even made that trucks that turned heads, broke molds, and then vanished into automotive legend. Picture this, dusty backroads, chrome glinting in the sun, and trucks so unique they feel like characters in a Hollywood blockbuster. From monster machines to quirky experiments, this list has it all, and trust me, there's enough drama here to make you wanna spill your thoughts in the comments. So, grab a cold one, crank up that imaginary engine, and let's dive into this epic lineup. Which truck's gonna steal your heart? Stick around, you'll have to tell me. Dodge Dakota Convertible, the ruthless rebel. First up, let's talk about a truck that sounds like it was dreamed up at a beach party, the Dodge Dakota Convertible. Yeah, you heard that right, a pickup with no roof. It's 1989, and Dodge is like, why haul lumber in boring trucks when you can do it with the wind in your hair? Picture this, you're cruising through a small town, sun blazing, tunes blasting, and your truck bed's loaded with surfboards, because why not? This thing had a 3.9-liter V6, 125 horsepower, and a vibe that screamed, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But here's the kicker, only about 3,700 were made from 89 to 91. Why? Well, people loved the idea, until it rained. Or they realized convertibles and cargo don't mix when gravel's flying. It was bold, it was bonkers, and it flopped hard. Still, imagine rolling up to a car show in one today, you'd be the coolest cat there. Ever seen a Dakota convertible in the wild? Or would you drive one? Drop it in the comments, I'm curious. Jeep J10 Honcho, the Disco King. Next, let's time travel to the late 70s, when sideburns were big and trucks were bigger. Meet the Jeep J10 Honcho, the pickup that brought disco swagger to the dirt roads. This wasn't just a truck, it was a lifestyle. Picture a beefy Jeep with a step-side bed, chrome trim sparkling like a dance floor, and a hood long enough to land a plane. The Honcho package screamed, I'm here to tow your boat and steal your date. With a 360 V8 or even the rare AMC 401, this thing had grunt to spare. But the real magic? Only about 1,264 step-side Honchos were made from 1980 to 1983. They were the kings of off-road cool, starring in every muddy adventure you can imagine. Then, poof, Jeep ditched pickups for SUVs. Imagine finding one today, restored, rumbling past a Starbucks. Would you trade your daily driver for a Honcho's retro glory? Tell me in the comments, and don't lie, I know you're tempted. Chevy 454 SS, the muscle truck maniac. Now, let's crank it up with the Chevy 454 SS, the truck that laughed at speed limits and sipped gas like it was auditioning for an oil baron's biopic. It's 1990, and Chevy's like, what if we stuffed a Camaro's heart into a pickup? So, they dropped a 7.4-liter V8, that's 454 cubic inches of pure chaos, into a blacked-out C1500. Picture this, shiny black paint, red interior, and 255 horsepower roaring like a T-Rex with a megaphone. 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, for a truck. But here's the catch, Chevy only made around 17,000 from 1990 to 1993. It was a gas-guzzling beast that didn't care about fuel prices or subtlety. Today, collectors lose their minds over these. Imagine drag racing one at a stoplight, would you take the wheel or just cheer from the sidelines? Hit the comments, I wanna know your vibe. Ford SVT Lightning, first gen, the speed freak. Alright, let's talk about a truck that made boy racers ditch their Mustangs, the 1993 Ford SVT Lightning. Ford's special vehicle team took an F-150, lowered it, slapped on a 5.8-liter V8 with 240 horses, and said, hold my wrench. Picture this, a sleek red or black truck, hugging the pavement, 17-inch wheels glinting, leaving Civics in the dust. It hit 60 in 7.2 seconds. In 93, that was supercar territory for a pickup. Only about 11,000 were built from 93 to 95. It was too wild for its time, and Ford shelved it until 99. Today, it's a cult classic. Imagine spotting one at a gas station, driver revving like they own the road. Would you challenge it to a race or just snap a pic? Comments. People, spill the tea. International Harvester CXT, the Monster Monarch. Last but not least, the International Harvester CXT, the truck that makes Hummers look like toys. It's 2004, an International Harvester, the Farm Gear Kings, go, let's build a pickup bigger than your house. Picture this, a 7.6-litre diesel inline-six pumping 220 horsepower, stretching 20 feet long, 9 feet tall, and heavy as a tank. This beast was a commercial chassis turned ultimate flex, towing 20 tons like it's nothing while sipping diesel with swagger. Only a few hundred rolled out from 04 to 08, snapped up by ranchers and bling-loving rappers with deep pockets. Six-figure price tag? Check. Parking disasters? Oh yeah. Spot one today, and it's like Godzilla parked at a gas station, stealing every stare. Imagine climbing into this monster, you're king of the road, but good luck finding a spot. Would you tame this titan or sprint the other way? Drop your take in the comments, I gotta know what you do with this unreal rig. GMC Cyclone, the pocket rocket. Hold up, let's talk about a truck that rewrote the rulebook, the GMC Cyclone. It's 1991, and GMC's like, let's build a pickup that smokes Ferraris. No joke, this thing had a turbocharged 4.3-litre V6 pumping 280 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and a 4.3-second 0 to 60 sprint. Picture a blacked-out mini-truck lowered to the ground, looking like it escaped a sci-fi flick, outrunning Corvettes at stoplights. Only 2,998 were made, mostly in 91. Why so few? It was crazy expensive, and nobody knew what to do with a truck that fast. Towing? It was built to fly. Today, they're unicorn-level rare. If you saw one tearing up the road, would you geek out or just blink in disbelief? Comment below, I need to know. Chevy Blazer Chalet, the Camper Crusader. Now, let's slow down for something totally different, the Chevy Blazer Chalet. It's the mid-70s, and America's obsessed with camping. Chevy teams up with Chinook to slap a pop-up camper onto a Blazer's bed. Picture this, a rugged 4x4 rolling into the wilderness, roof popping up to reveal a cozy bunk for two, all for under 10 grand. It's like a Swiss Army knife on wheels, off-road beast by day, snuggly cabin by night. But here's the sad part, fewer than 2,000 were made in 76 and 77. The camping craze faded, and Chevy moved on. Imagine finding one today, parked by a lake, owner grilling burgers. Would you join the campfire or keep hunting for Bigfoot? Tell me in the comments, this one's too cool to ignore. Dodge Ram SRT-U10, the Viper in disguise. Alright, brace yourselves for the Dodge Ram SRT-U10, the truck that said, towing's cool, but have you tried 155 miles per hour? Dodge, in 2004, ripped the 8.3-litre V10 from a Viper, 500 horsepower, mind you, and stuffed it into a Ram 1500. Picture this, a shiny silver beast with a 6-speed manual, that scooped snarling, breaking the Guinness World Record for fastest pickup. It wasn't a truck, it was a middle finger to physics. About 10,000 were made from 04 to 06, but they were too wild for most. Gas mileage? Let's not talk about it. Imagine pulling up to a car meet in one. Would you flex that V10 or keep it chill? Drop your answer in the comments, I'm all ears. Ford F-250 Highboy, the sky-high stallion. Let's mosey back to the 60s and 70s for the Ford F-250 Highboy. This wasn't just a truck, it was a skyscraper on wheels. Picture a 4x4 sitting so tall you needed a ladder to climb in, 35-inch tires standard, and a 360 V8 rumbling like a thunderstorm. It was called Highboy because it towered over Chevy and Dodge rigs, laughing at mud pits and boulders. Built from 67 to 77, they're rare now because rust and hard work claimed most. Spot one today, and it's probably a restored king, chrome gleaming like a cowboy's spurs. Would you rock a Highboy or stick to lowriders? Hit the comments, let's hear your style. Chevy Napco 4x4 are the OG off-roader. Now, let's dig into the Chevy Napco 4x4, the granddaddy of off-road pickups. Back in the 50s, Chevy didn't make for X for S, so a company called Napco built conversion kits. Picture a 1959 Chevy 3100, fresh off the line, getting a 4x4 transplant, axles, transfer case, the works. Suddenly, it's climbing mountains, fording rivers, all with that classic fins and chrome look. These were factory installed by 57, but once Chevy built their own for X for S in the 60s, Napco faded. Maybe a few thousand exist today, each a rolling museum. Imagine driving one through a forest. Would you feel like Indiana Jones or just pray it doesn't break? Comments, please, this one's a gem. Chevrolet SSR or the hot rod hybrid. Last but not least, the Chevrolet SSR, the truck that couldn't decide if it was a pickup, a convertible, or a time machine. It's 2003, and Chevy's like, let's mix a retro hot rod with a folding hardtop and a tiny bed. Picture this, a candy-colored truck, V8 growling, roof tucking away like a transformer, turning heads at every Dairy Queen. Later models got a 6.0-liter LS2 with 390 horsepower, not bad. Only 24,000 were made from 03 to 06. It was too weird, too pricey, and nobody knew what to haul in that minibed. Still, imagine cruising one today, pure retro-futuristic vibes. Would you love it or laugh it off? Comment below, I gotta know where you stand. Phew, what a ride! That was our rundown of 11 rare American pickup trucks you should know about. From convertible craziness to V10 insanity, these trucks are legends in their own right. I'm still buzzing thinking about that Cyclone outrunning supercars or the Honcho's disco swagger. Which one's your favorite? Got a dream truck from this list you'd park in your garage? Or maybe you've seen one of these unicorns in real life. Spill the story. If this video got your engine revving, smash that like button, subscribe for more automotive adventures, and hit the bell so you never miss a ride. Let's keep this convo going in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Until next time, keep your tires spinning and your dreams big. Catch YA later.